In other news today, a woman has been found dead after a house was destroyed in a gas explosion in Birmingham. Emergency services have been at the site throughout the night following the blast, which happened yesterday evening. One man was rescued from the wreckage by neighbours. He remains in hospital in a life-threatening condition. We're live in Birmingham now. Our correspondent Becky Johnson. Becky, what more details do we have at this stage?
Well, really, teams here assessing how sound the buildings either side of the house that exploded are. If I just step out of the way, you can see the extent of the devastation caused by this gas explosion last night. There was a three-bedroomed house in that gap, reduced now to a pile of burnt rubble. In amongst there's possessions, there's furniture. This happened instantaneously. Neighbours say they just heard a very loud bang. The ground shook. In fact, some neighbours thought there was a bomb or an earthquake or something, and then people came out into the street, saw this rubble on fire, and then many of the locals, a group of around 10 young men being described as heroes because they ran around the back and actually went in and managed to pull a severely injured man out of that wreckage. Now, he's in a critical condition in hospital. Very sadly, though, it's been confirmed that a woman who was also in that house at the time has died. Now, several eyewitnesses to what happened, including one man, Kashif Mahmood, who I've been talking to, he was driving past, so just on the road here where all this debris is strewn, he was driving past at the time of the explosion with his wife, 2 young children in the car. The airbags of the car went, it blew all the glass out of the windows and the sunroof. They consider themselves extremely lucky to have escaped with just some minor cuts, but this is how he described what happened to me.
It's like you're driving and suddenly, it's like something happened really bad, and all the airbag came out and all the windows broken. And I thought something happened to the car, and really scary and shocking, yeah. And then all the neighbors came out, and one of the lad, he said there's somebody in the house, and then next door, not the house, was fully exploded next door, and they took one man out. A few lads went inside, they took one man out, and he was injured.
So a huge emergency service response, as you would expect. And right now we've got the urban search and rescue teams here now. They're assessing how stable this whole structure is behind us. Of course, people haven't been allowed back into these houses. It looks very unsafe, windows blown out. And also checking. Now, we're told by police they don't think that there's anybody else in there, but of course they have to check the wreckage of the house just to make sure. And we did have this update from the area commander a short while ago from West Midlands Fire Service.
Our focus in the sort of the short term is to try and reduce or minimise any further impact. There's a lot of people who have been displaced within this road and within the surrounding area. There's been a lot of support from the communities, so we'd like to thank the communities for their support. But as you can see behind me, there's now an investigation stage which is taking place amongst a number of different sort of colleagues and different services to understand exactly how this is taken place.
So we know it was a gas explosion, but what they don't know at the moment is the source of the explosion. This house had been up for sale, and the particulars of the house actually described how the boiler would need repairing or replacing. So clearly that would be one line of inquiry, but at the moment they're simply not sure how this happened. But as you can see, completely demolished, and of course the next of kin of the woman who died being contacted by police today with the very sad news of what's happened.